Joining me now to respond is South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Senator, we saw this with Trump in 2016. Tensions are fraught. We're still more than a year away from the election, but it seems to be getting more violent. What, if anything, can be done to quell these the negativity in terms of turning to violence? People can protest. That's the American way. But to turn to violence and be able to attack police officers seems like a bridge too far.
Well, it's not just a bridge too far. It's the most ridiculous thing I saw on TV today. I've spent the day running around South Carolina thanking law enforcement officers from Charleston to Aiken to Hilton Head for their service to this country. And I keep telling the officers, it's never been this hard, and they shake their head. But watching this situation in Minnesota just sickens my stomach. We have men and women who are willing to put their lives on the line to protect the American public, and you have anti-Trump protesters instigating and inciting violence against law enforcement and Trump supporters. Here are folks who say that President Trump should calm down, and they are inciting and instigating violence against our law enforcement and against fellow citizens. I've never seen such hypocrisy in all my life.
No, it's true. And what do you tell the average person who wants to be engaged with their government, believes they have a constitutional right to express their First Amendment rights, but gets intimidated physically by people like this?
Absolutely. I've heard from folks in airports to public rallies where they have a MAGA hat on. A guy called me, an African-American fellow, who said that he had been accosted in New York. So I read that story, had another person call me about another incident. So the truth is that you find people consistently being intimidated to ask them to cower down, to bow down, and let this new socialist regime, this approach towards anarchy, continue to run amok. We cannot afford that in the greatest democracy on earth. And what you see outside these rallies and around this country is this level of anger and hostility towards the president and, frankly, towards folks who want to do it by the book, folks who want to obey the law, folks who want to drain the swamp. These are good Americans, hardworking Americans who are just looking forward to being involved in the civil engagement that is necessary to protect the freedoms of the folks on the other side so that they have the right to protest, but not the right to incite violence, not the right to instigate a physical response. This was a sickening scene that we saw outside of the Trump rally.
For those of you just joining us, the president was at a campaign rally there in Minneapolis. The vice president spoke. Eric Trump spoke. They had this discussion from the president, a campaign rally for a good hour and 40 minutes. It's wrapping up. But what happened is they started to turn violent from some protesters outside, throwing things at the police officers, lighting MAGA hat, at least one on fire, according to a reporter on the ground, Matt Finn. Concerned about the safety of those leaving, roughly 19 to 20,000 people that are leaving that arena and trying to get home. The weather is a little inclement there. There is help with that sky bridge that's going across. So there wasn't a massive direct confrontation between the Trump supporters who were at the rally and these people that were not just protesting, but actually wanting to actually riot. They were then able to go into this parking lot, but as our own Matt Finn has told us, this was not people like Antifa and some other people that were really trying to incite violence, throwing things at horses and law enforcement. And Senator, as I look at this election, first of all, it's still a year away. But as I look at this, there is a distinction, and I'm not trying to politicize this, but it is a big message of what Donald Trump is saying is very pro-law enforcement, particularly with this rally in Minneapolis. They had these red shirts, you know, cops supporting Trump. There was a big issue there with the mayor. When you heard what the mayor was trying to do to shut down the discussion, what was your reaction?
Well, it sounded like price gouging, number one, from my perspective. Having worked through and lived through hurricanes on the coast, you see folks who raise their prices trying to take advantage of a situation, and it seemed like the mayor, a so-called public servant, was trying to price gouge the Trump campaign to push them away from coming to Minnesota. Obviously, it did not work, and it did not work for an important reason.